Bingham Jr., man, I'll tell you.
We saw that stroke in the first half, his second three-pointer.
It's going to take some time, though. It really is. It's going to take some time for him physically to kind of get up to this level.
The bench, guys are acting exactly like Izzo.
Say goodnight right here.
Maybe not. How about that? Bingham with the rejection.
Finish. How about that for a cleanup job?
I feel like my story is pretty different because everybody that's on this level right now probably started playing basketball at a young age and always had a dream for basketball. And my dream wasn't always for basketball. It was on different things until I actually locked myself in. Growing up it was kind of crazy just because I was living with my mom, but I'm always at my grandma's house. We didn't have a lot. I mean, it was kind of hard. I grew up pretty fast, and like seeing a lot of stuff that I seen from where I'm from, and like just seeing like a lot of different things, from bad things to good things happen. Like I really like took a toll on that. I was a bad kid, like middle school, probably got suspended, probably like a lot. I can't even count on my hand, but it was a lot. Like I was just putting my mom through a lot.
There were a lot of things that Marcus had to deal with, because of his behavior, considered a distraction. I mean, when you have your teachers and counselors, faculty telling you these types of things as an adolescent, I think that did not really make him want to change. He's like, okay, well, this is what you think of me, then I'm just gonna roll with it. And he did. It ended up with a couple of bad consequences. We went through a lot. That was like one of the most difficult times of his life, because it's just that child trying to figure out, where do I fit? What is my future like? I mean, he had a lot of issues with behavior.
Transitioning to high school my freshman year, I got expelled. It's kind of eye-opening for me, just because everybody that I want to be around, they had all at school, I'm at home, and I gotta wait till they get home from school to hang out with them. And I just didn't want to be that kid anymore, so I kind of had to pick my big boy pants on.
It just turned into it being a problem for him later on in high school, because being that he didn't really get a chance to do anything, his credits was bad from 9th grade.
Going into sophomore year, I couldn't start school at my new school for like the first 2 weeks. Then when I got back in school, I told myself I wouldn't go let it happen again, like getting suspended or getting in trouble.
We were at the barbershop one day, and I realized that he was taller than me. And I'm like, and I'm 6'7", so I'm like, we were standing in the mirror, and I'm like, what you gonna do? Is you planning on playing basketball this year? Or, and he said, yeah, and that's where it started.
I feel like basketball helped me just because it kept me focused, it kept me locked in, it kept me active, and it kept me out the way. I always had a passion for basketball, like just shooting the ball or playing with my friends at the rec or at the park or something. Like I was one of them kids that like literally always at the park, like no matter what, we at the park hooping.
Me and his mom both, we never knew that he could play the way he could play. We never seen it, you know what I mean? So it was like once we got hip to what was going on, it was like, we got to make sure that you understand that your education is what will get you where you're trying to go.
And I remember this day like it was yesterday. I'm a sophomore on varsity. No, I'm not worried about anything. My dad comes in one day. We met with the principal, seen my grades. Grades was the worst they ever been. And after he came out that meeting with the principal, it was just like, oh yeah, it's finna change.
Towards the end of the season, I found out that he had a 1.3 grade point average, but was still on the team. And I didn't understand that at all. So I kind of, looked a little further into it, talked to the coach. We just kind of felt that it was time for us to, look at other schools to find out, academically what would be the best fit for him.
Getting into Catholic, they were reluctant. We had to sit down with all head faculty, and they made it very clear, like, hey, we looked into your background, buddy, and it's not up to par. Why do you want to be here?
You gotta change your act. You come here. I didn't even get accepted. I didn't get accepted the first time. Then I had to do another meeting. I ended up getting accepted, and I was like on this little leash where I had to show myself that I can change the way I act just because my record was so bad.
It was kind of like a verbal contract. Okay, we're going to monitor your behavior. We're going to be on you. We're going to give you the tools and knowledge that you need to be successful. But on your end, we're going to make sure that you hold up your end of the bargain. Not going to tolerate the bad behavior. Not going to tolerate, you're not doing your homework assignments or getting your work in on time. So they held him accountable throughout the entire process.
On the Catholic, I kind of changed everything just because learning that structure, learning that I had to be on my stuff every single day, meeting new people, meeting new teachers, new staff, new approaches to everything.
He felt like he had a sense of belonging, smiling a whole lot more, because it was, like I said, a welcoming environment. Like they wanted him to be there. So, he felt like he belonged to something. So it was just a positive switch for him as far as education-wise. And, like all of his teachers were just very welcoming to him, offering to help him with anything that he needed. TJ, his coach, just there through thick and thin. So it was just a beautiful transition.
He started to see, how things were changing in his life after, doing the positive things. Now that you're over here at this school and you got the help that you need to get your grades right, and you got the ambition to want to do something now. It was definitely hard work, but because I don't know a lot of kids that have to do 3 years of high school in 2 years.
I wasn't gonna be nothing. Like that's all I was hearing, and just to change the way I act, and change the way I approach things. I know what I can do, and I know what I'm capable of. When I first met Coach Izzo, it was a blessing, really. And I came up here and for the first time. Never been on the campus before. I was so excited the whole day. I think I worked out with Miles and Kenny. Got to talk to him, smiling the whole time. And then the offer was given. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm smiling for the whole hour ride back home, calling people on my phone, telling everybody, I'm just so excited. And then it's been a heck of a ride for a freshman coming in, going to a Final Four. Just watching the atmosphere was crazy because I never seen anything like that. Having Coach Iz as a coach, it's just he wants the best out of all his players. The sky's the limit. All I gotta do is just keep working and keep listening to my coaches and making sure I'm doing all the right stuff to continue.
I know that he can do anything that he sets his mind to. I always knew that he had the potential to be a good person and make the right decisions, and because that's just how you were raised. But it's just been a change that I've been waiting for years, and it's finally manifested itself. But I've always told him that he can be anything that he wants to be. I will not trade it for nothing in the world. It's a beautiful thing. After knowing, where he come from and the things that he was doing before high school, and then now for all these people to be calling action about him, that was the most beautiful thing in the world.
It don't matter what circumstance you in, even if you don't got the right people or the right surrounding around you, you always you yourself, you can push yourself through anything.
A big saying in my family that it's kind of has always stuck with me is it's all about the adventure, and that's just kind of how I've lived my life to this point. It's just if there's a bump in the road or if whatever decisions I try to make, I just try to kind of roll with it and figure it out as you go. And there's going to be highs and lows along the way, but as long as you kind of stick with it and try your best at everything, I find it's always worked out for me.
Well, there's a shot and a goal for Michigan State. Cesana, they tie it. Cesana the shot. With a shot, they score. And Cesana has tied the game for Michigan State.
I guess my whole family is pretty much from Rhode Island, and specifically North Providence. My two parents grew up, went to the same elementary school together. My grandparents actually live next door to us. We go over there every Sunday, and my grandma makes homemade sauce, meatballs. They're old school Italians. My grandfather's Dennis Sr., my dad's Dennis Jr., and I'm Dennis III. So it's kind of funny. You don't really meet a lot of thirds these days. But I was one of the only kids in my town that played hockey, and that's just kind of what I grew up with.
We grew up in the rink. I mean, I coached my son next door until he went to high school. He was a good defenseman. Little Dennis III took right after him.
He kind of skates in the same manner. I can pick him out on the ice like, yep, that's Dennis. You know, he's got the movements of his father, you know, smooth skating and, you know, the hockey sense.
From the time I was 2 when I put on skates till the time I was probably 13, 14 years old, 15 maybe. My grandfather and my dad were my coaches for all that time as well. So my grandfather always ran the D door, which is where I was, and then my dad was always the head coach. So when I was younger, I didn't really realize how cool it was. And now that I'm kind of older and get to look back, it's pretty cool to kind of share all those years with those two guys. And it's kind of funny how that ended up working out.
We grew up together until he went to high school, you know.
A month or two into 7th grade, my parents just thought I should probably go the hockey route, and they put me in a school called Hillside School, which is 45 minutes away from my house in Marlborough, Massachusetts. And a bunch of my friends from growing up playing AAA hockey actually all went there at the same time because they wanted to kind of make it into a prep school, if that makes sense. And I started to live there 5 days a week.
Being away from home, he started learning on his own.
I think it was an adjustment.
He's one of those that doesn't take long for him to get into the groove of things.
And then after that, I went to Kimball Union Academy in Meriden, New Hampshire, which is a prep school and for hockey, obviously. And that was a great 3 years. I made lifelong friends, people I still talk to.
Yeah, we'd get in the car and drive out to New Hampshire. We'd go 2-3 times a week whenever he had games. So that really prepared him. And then when he went, you know, to Canada too,
yeah,
it was like, no, you can't go. You're too young. You're going to stay with somebody else. But yeah, he was ready. He adapts to different situations, you know, whatever's going to get him to his goal, you know, and achieve what he wants.
To Cesana, right point, and left point to Scanlon. Back middle to Cesana, shoots to a screen. Score! Dennis Cesana from the mid-blue line. It deflects home off the stick of Nick Hamre, and the Bandits have a power play goal and a 7-1 lead.
Brooks is definitely different than what I was used to throughout, you know, high school and middle school and whatnot. Alberta is more of a rural place, you know, a lot of flat, rolling hills, and it's about an hour and a half south of Calgary. So once you kind of get out of the city of Calgary, it's just pretty much straight for an hour or so, and you get to a little tiny place called Brooks, and the whole city kind of revolved around the Brooks Bandits was the team, and you know, it's a pretty special place as far as community and how they support the team there. And I feel like I went there and just kind of grew up a little, learned, you know, as far as hockey goes, I learned a ton from them, and just as far as off the ice, just becoming a man.
He really matured, and he, you know, he missed family, of course, because he is like a family person, you know, but he developed quite a bit.
Oh yeah, really. Yeah.
You know, it's a big step up.
His first year, they made it right to the finals in the Canada, the league. That's how we got to get this scholarship, is because of what he was playing and what he was doing on the ice.
I kind of went in a little immature, and it kind of, you know, Ryan Papuano was the head coach, and Scott Cunningham was the assistant when I was there. And from the early on, they set the tone as far as motivation and kind of just pushing guys every day to become men and work hard, and they kind of engraved that in me, which I'm very thankful for, and it definitely helped me to prepare me for the college level. Probably count on 2 hands how many games my grandfather has missed. He's always been a big part of it, and I appreciate that.
Lewandowski in, could be a 2-on-1. Cesana firing, and he scores.
There's been some cool moments, like they were there for when I scored my first goal at Cornell freshman year, so that was a pretty big deal. First time I saw them in a while, and most of my family was actually there, so that was a pretty cool moment for all of us, and all the cool road trips and memories that we made. It's pretty cool to look back on.
Well, we've always traveled with him from when he was young. Wherever Dennis was on the ice, we were with him. We'll drive to Pennsylvania, whatever's close, we'll drive to. If not, we try to fly. Actually, that's how I got to take my first plane ride, because of hockey. Yes. So all the players would be going, Grandma, are you okay up there? They knew it was my first plane ride.
They put, countless hours of driving or traveling, wherever it was, to just see me play, even when I was a younger kid, just because they loved it so much. And my grandma's, one of her hobbies and passions for pretty much her whole life has been photography. So she has pictures from everything. So that's pretty cool to just be able to look back at some teams that I played on, tournaments and things like that. And whenever she can, she always gets out and brings her camera with her.
We've been taking his pictures of him on the ice since she got on the ice.
I have like over 300,000 pictures, and nobody can believe it. They go I go, oh yeah. I actually have 2 cameras.
She would take almost over 1,000 pictures a game.
They still catch every game, obviously. Big Ten Network is pretty huge for them, and they were pretty bummed they couldn't travel out this year to watch any games. Hopefully that changes, but it's been pretty cool to have them along for the ride too.
And I always tell him this now. I gotta look at my little note here. I always say to him before the games, I say, skate hard, play your game, stay focused, and be positive. Always be positive. It's nice to see Dennis succeed. I mean, especially, when we see him from little, getting up early, going to the practices, because this has been his goal all along. And he is achieving it, like I said to him. And I said, you dream the dream, work hard, and your dreams come true.
Our buzzing today. Everybody play together. Everybody play fast, play hard. Dogs on 3, family on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Mon-Ice Arena on the campus of Michigan State University. We are ready for the rematch. Michigan State hosting the University of Michigan. Second game on the weekend. Rob, the first game, let's not even talk about that. It did not go well for the Spartans last night down in Ann Arbor, but today is a new day. The sun is out, and these Spartans look like they're ready to go.
It just nothing went right for us last night. Give Michigan credit. They played really well.
Yes.
And we had probably one of the worst games of the year last night. So that's not a good combination. The guys wearing the green and white are excited. They're ready to drop this puck and make up for last night.
Wearing their green and white sweaters, and they're off. Chases down that dump in. He's eliminated along the boards by Pastajoff. Not cleared, and the quick shot in front. Michigan State, surprise, surprise. Charlie Combs opens up the scoring.
Well, that's exactly how the Spartans drew this up to start the game.
Michigan State's power play has expired. 12 minutes remaining in the opening period. Krieger goes down. Quick opening there for Beecher in front. And Michigan ties it. Johnny Beecher. Such a different type of game than we saw last night in the 9-0 win for the Wolverines. But Michigan still dangerous here. Halfway through the second period. It's been a goal a second period so far. So Michigan has won 5 straight meetings versus the Spartans. Very cautious third period. Brisson, York the wraparound, scores! Cam York, he's been pushing the pedal offensively. There it pays off. That might just be the game-winning goal.
Out in front, Cole Krieger.
Yes!
Goal!
Yes!
Cole Krieger from the top of the left circle goes upstairs, and we're tied at 2-2.
Safely cleared by the Spartans with a minute to go. Lewandowski to Cesana, right back in front. Krieger, man, couldn't stop it. It trickles by him. Michigan State, the late goal. Josh Nodler, and that just might be the game winner.
Horn sounds. The Spartans win the game. The final score, Michigan State 3, Michigan 2.